think I'd try this a new way. I'm gonna show you the tricks that I know. I'm getting tired of talking, and I need more of a show right now. It's time that you made your mind up, 'cause lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking, going round and around, back around. I will fight like no other every day. I won't stop like the others. I will stay. 'Cause now is the right time, and I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I know I can win right now. It's a fun night. You got me up tonight, 'cause loving you is like I'm walking a tightrope so high. I won't be turning around. No, I won't be turning around. It's the right time. I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I will win tonight. I think I'll do it on my way. I'm gonna show you what I'm going through. Get you out of your comfort zone, 'cause I need more of the truth right now. It's time that you made your mind up, 'cause lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking, going round and around, back around. I will fight like no other every day. I won't stop like the others. I will stay. 'Cause now is the right time, and I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I know I can win right now. It's a fun night. You got me up tonight, 'cause loving you is like I'm walking a tightrope so high. I won't be turning around. No, I won't be turning around. It's the right time. I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I will win tonight. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. We'll turn this around. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. We'll turn this around.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Geeksvana and the drone show live tonight. It's great to see everybody in the chat. Elsmeghead, still not getting the audio on that last 10-second clip. I know I do need to fix that actually. I actually forgot. But I will get that fixed for next time. It's great to see everybody popping in. Ray Kelly, Jamie Wilderness Detour, Max Air 420, John Drones, Peter, Lindsay Hayes, Thomas Ariel, hello sir, Doc Murdoch, hello, it's good to see you as well. We've got a great show coming up this evening. We are joined by Felix from Quadcopterguide, who is going to be talking to us about all things awesomeness to do with drones and cinematography, which I'm really looking forward to. This is a great opportunity because it's one of those channels that I really love watching and engaging with. So I'm really excited to have another chat with Felix. We had a brief chat on the Spin Up pre-show, which he was again very kind to come and join us on. But I'm looking forward to having more of a chat with him. Also tonight, we're going to be talking about the UK drone registration renewal. And we've got a drone rescue story that is going to blow you away. You are going to be enthralled by this one, which is absolutely fantastic, and very lucky to be allowed to share that with you all this evening. It's going to be an awful lot of fun. And as usual, I suppose, we're going to have to put up with Lib as well. Who is being surprisingly quiet backstage. I'm almost worried that oh, okay, she just told me she's behaving herself, but okay, that's fair enough. But okay, let's go straight ahead and bring in Lib and our guest Felix from Quadcopterguide. Hello, guys.
Hi.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
How are you all today?
Yes, we also have a new soundboard, everybody. So you're going to be hearing me pressing different buttons at certain stages, like my favorite clip of all time. Yeah, boy. Oh, it just speaks to me, that one personally. But you know, and of course we have Lib here, who is a star on TikTok. Yes. Okay, I'll step away from the soundboard now for a couple of minutes. I promise.
Oh, I thought that said something else. I'm so relieved it says TikTok.
Oh, what on earth could it say?
And not
and
kid friendly.
Yeah. Felix, hello, sir. Good to see you again.
Hey, Sean, how's it going? Hi, Lib.
Hi, how are you?
Thanks
I
so
am
much for
great.
joining us. What time is it over there in Munich at the moment?
I am 1 hour ahead of you guys, so it is
Okay.
11:05 p.m.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining us so late in the evening. I know
No
you've made
worries.
special
Glad to
studio
be here.
arrangements to make it possible. So thank you so much. I actually found out my co-host for the other live show we do, Drones and Tech, which runs Stephen Sutton, which runs on the other Thursday night. He's in Finland, so he's actually 2 hours ahead of us.
Ah, okay.
So it's midnight when we start, and we finished at 2 a.m. his time last week. So he really is committed, bless him, or should be committed. Perhaps is perhaps what we should say there.
Yeah.
Now we're going to be talking tonight with Felix about his awesome YouTube channel and drone cinematography, editing, that type of thing. I just wanted to play a very quick clip out here to introduce him to you all. When it's actually one of my favourite clips from his channel. Let's have a look.
Today, my DJI Mavic Air 2 hands-on review.
That's such a fantastic clip, and that is literally the opening few seconds to your Mavic Air 2 review video.
That's right, yeah.
To me, it's like a Hollywood movie or something. And
It's so cinematic, isn't it?
how did you?
Thank you, guys. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised once again. DJI reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you want to test something?"
Awesome.
And I said, "Yes, please, whatever it is." And they sent it a little bit early, and I figured if they're going to do that, then I might as well put a lot of effort into it and make it nice.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Absolutely. The shot where you had the Air 2 coming in at obviously sport. Did you have to try that many times, or how many takes did that take? To see it?
Most of those shots you do a couple takes because you never get it the first try.
Indeed.
I don't care, how many times you've done it or whatever. But yeah, I actually had with assistance 2 drones in the air, and one was filming the other, and then I started in the middle of the shot, and then I did sport mode to the side, and then in post I just reversed it so it ends up perfectly in the center.
There you go.
Absolutely stunning.
A professional speaking. That's
Thank you guys. You guys are too
You
kind.
don't ever consider that though. When you see the footage of the drone,
Yeah.
you don't consider there's another drone taking the footage.
Right.
Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's a great
Think
idea.
of all the added complications to it.
No, indeed. It's a fantastic idea for that particular shot because you do have the view there of the trees, etc. So it wasn't looking up at it, etc. Or, of course, having to fly the drone particularly close to the ground, which doesn't look very nice either.
The days that are the best for that kind of shot is if there's no breeze.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because if
Makes
the
sense.
and it's more difficult than you would imagine to aim one drone at the other. One is usually floating around a little bit, or there's a breeze, and it's a pain. But when it works out nice.
Well, it looks amazing, and that's an absolutely fantastic little opening sequence to the. I've watched that clip a few times now, especially when we were preparing for Spin Up, and it really is fantastic. What do you use for editing as far as software is concerned? Are you a Premiere guy or?
Actually, no. It's kind of funny. Back in the day, I was a hardcore PC nerd, build my own computers, all that stuff,
Awesome.
and you couldn't catch me in the Mac aisle and the Apple aisle of the computer store.
Oh.
And then I kind of got tired of tweaking and fixing and all that stuff. So with one of my bonuses at work back in the day, I got my first MacBook, and that got me hooked.
Nice one.
And so
Wow.
I've got a MacBook that I'm on right now. And then my editing rig, I actually built a Hackintosh.
Oh, very
okay.
cool.
Yeah, so that's what I
similar
work.
setup to ours.
That's very cool.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes, because Lib's. I'm going to call him your other half then. Your husband,
Right, yeah.
Luke, is obviously he has a very big rig behind. Actually, sat behind Lib at the moment, working away. Bless him.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
That-
doing
all
all
of
sorts
that
of technical
bit
stuff.
is
He's our tech support that
boring.
end, which is yeah,
Very
indeed.
cool.
Yeah, we're hardcore Apple people too.
Very nice. Yeah.
So how would you describe your YouTube channel at the moment? Because of course we've started to see a little bit more FPV on there recently as well.
Yes.
You want a little brief history on Quadcopter
Yes,
Guide?
please, sir.
Why
Yes,
not? But
please.
back to that previous question, I never told you I edit on Final Cut, so
Oh,
I'm not a
thank you.
Premiere guy.
Yes.
I'm a
Okay.
Final Cut guy. So Quadcopter Guide. Well, I guess it starts way back in the day. But as a little kid, anything airplane aviation, I was like, oh wow, that's the coolest thing ever. So inevitably, I ended up in RC airplanes back when they were glow fuel powered, not electric, and learned how to fly that way.
Wow.
As it progressed, I switched to electrics, and then photography was also a big hobby of mine. I took the classes in high school, in college, all that stuff, and still is a huge hobby. And I thought, drones back then, you had to kind of build them yourself. They were terrible. You
Yes.
couldn't see what the camera saw, and
A very
I
different
talk
hobby.
like it's 20 years ago, but this was what, 2012, 2011?
Yeah.
And then DJI released the Phantom 1, and I thought, okay, interesting. And then the Phantom 2, and by the Phantom 2, I said, okay, I've got to try this. I got to see what this is like.
Awesome.
That was the one where you had to still get your GoPro on there. At first, it didn't have a gimbal.
Yeah.
Then it had a 2-axis gimbal. You still couldn't see what the camera saw. Then you bought extra stuff to see what the GoPro saw, and then just combining kind of the two hobbies was fun to tinker, to get something in the air
Logical
again.
leap.
Yeah, for sure. And then I saw the potential, and I thought, okay, this is going to be pretty big. I think there's something here. So one thing led to another, and I registered the domain Quadcopterguide, and it kind of started as a rumor site, mainly a DJI rumor site.
Awesome.
That was pretty successful back in the day, and then I haven't kept up with it for a while, and then I launched the YouTube channel. So that's kind of how I slid into YouTube. And couple of my first videos were like Osmo. Remember the handheld Osmo with the camera on
Yes.
top?
Yes,
That
absolutely.
was super noisy. Did you ever have one of those?
Well, do you know, it's a bit like with myself, it's a bit like cars. There are certain iconic cars I've actually purchased, even though they're quite old. I just want to have one for 6 months just so I can say I've driven one. And the Osmo was actually very similar to that. And I managed to find a refurbished model only this year, but unfortunately it wasn't refurbished very well, so it had to go back. And I was like, do I just keep it as like a wall hanger almost? 'Cause it just looks so pretty. But yeah, no, I was sensible in the end and sent it back for the refund. But
Okay.
I
I mean,
will
it
be
was
getting
for what
another
it
one.
was. It was cool, but
Yeah.
when you weren't recording at the beginning, the
Yeah.
firmware was that way that the thing was just super loud because there was so much heat in there.
Yes.
And then they enabled it with firmware that when you're recording, the fan just turned off, but the thing still got super hot. So it was just crazy. But anyhow, one of my first videos was accessories for that, and it's gotten like 20,000 views over the years or
My
whatever.
gosh.
Brilliant.
And then kind of with the Mavic 2 Pro review, I started, and it's kind of cringy if I look at it now, but I've progressed.
Yeah,
They're all,
I know
the
that
first time
feeling.
for everything is typically quite cringy.
Yeah,
Until
yeah,
you
yeah.
get your adjustments and your bearings.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I always tell people, trust me, your 50th or your 100th video is going to be a lot better than your first. So you just have to start.
Yes.
Yes, that's exactly. In our we have a members exclusive podcast which I film every week and have different guests on, and Lib was the guest for this week's one, and we were talking about her starting her own YouTube channel, and that's exactly what I was saying to her as well as far as inspiration for the first video. I said as long as you make something, that's all that really counts, and make
Creator's block was a
100
big
bad
deal.
videos, they say, don't they? Just get out there and make 100 videos, and by the time
then-
you're on your 100th video, you will have learned so much.
Right. And then by the time you get the 100th video out, you think back saying, oh, I wish I would have started 5 years earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Me,
I've put it
yep.
off for like 2 or 3 months now, just getting complete creator's block. Like, what do I post? What do I even? Who wants to hear me talk about things I've already kind of posted and put out there? So I kind of took Sean's advice today and finally did the first video. So
There you go.
I'm dreading it, mine, but
No,
it's done now.
publish. publish.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not one of those channels that will ever take down my first videos, as bad as they are, because they are badges of honor, frankly, and it's something I'm still proud of, because my first videos were on an old HP laptop, and
Wow.
I had the Osmo Pocket, but actually that leapt me forward camera wise. I can't actually remember what I used.
Okay.
It might have even been my mobile phone for my first few. I mean, my first 4 or 5 videos were just voiceover videos talking over news items and things. So it was a huge leap forward when I started using cameras,
And
etc.
there is nothing wrong with just using whatever you have. You don't have to invest a lot of money and stuff.
Exactly, and a good chunk of my recent until I got the Canon M50, which again is, I'm trying to step up gently so that I don't go too far ahead of myself tech wise, that I don't understand what I'm using. And I find the Canon M50 is really good. Before that, it was actually the Osmo Action was used for all of my videos, and I think they almost missed a trick by calling it Action. Because it's such a great all-round camera, with the amount of changes you can make on there on the manual settings, etc. You can get a really nice, good, clear, crisp 4K image, which is impressive.
Well, what I used is my actual phone, but I downloaded the app Filmic Pro.
Oh yes,
So you can set the focus and things like that, and the contrast.
Yep. Exposure, and also
adjusted.
what encoding.
So
You can get that higher bitrate encoding also.
I did have a little sweat moment when I couldn't fix it and didn't know how to work it. Everything I was filming was out of focus. I was just like, right, I'm done. I want it packed up, and I want it to go away. And it was my husband that kind of went, no, because I'm not doing this tomorrow. so we're doing it now.
Very practical.
tapping out, as it were. But no, it is important to just start and keep going, and I'm finally reaching a little bit of a stage myself where I'm not too worried what each video does now, whereas in the beginning I was very worried. So I'm starting to reach that mellow middle ground, and then of course I'm going to start worrying about it again soon, I'm sure. But but
Felix, what do you find does the best on your channel? What kind of content do you find gets the most reactions?
So I don't know if it's the YouTube algorithm and it knows that the blog was a rumor blog for so long, but my rumor videos do pretty well. And then anything with Mavic.
Yeah, you find that, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, just recently I've kind of not split off, but kind of bridged out and expanded into FPV, just because I personally think that's super cool, and my inner nerd is just totally into that stuff. And I thought,
it's going full circle for you as well, isn't it? Going back to building stuff. So that's
for sure.
That's awesome.
And I thought, I can't make camera drone videos till the end. I have to be able to kind of branch out. And so, I mean, let's see. I think there's a lot of camera drone users that could be interested in FPV, and just FPV gets you such a unique perspective, and it's just one of the tools in the arsenal that will help make immersive videos for YouTube and elsewhere.
Can I just give a warning to the channel members to not bring the member only podcast information into the public? Welsh Rob is shaming me for calling myself a boy racer on the podcast, which I did admit to my boy racer past and sitting in car parks in downtown Surrey.
Sounds come from
with my Ford Escort.
Him just in his racer car.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, boy.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
That was basically I pretty much sounded like that in my teens as well, actually, to be fair.
What, like Herbert from Family Guy?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So, if you weren't already attracted to me, that's just tipped it over the edge. Also in the chat, I just want to give a big shout out to Max Air 420, who's there, as we are talking about FPV. He's put in the FPV rules, and he really is a fantastically talented pilot. If anyone doesn't have him, get across and follow him. Some of his he does all the sort of the following the drift car type FPV stuff and things.
That takes skill.
It's insane, absolutely insane. And he gets up there and follows them for a full battery as well. There's some lengthy videos. And they're just addictive.
Maybe you can answer in the chat. What I always want to know is, do you kind of like map out where the light poles are, or do you fly where there's no light poles? Because the first thing I would do is just find one of those light poles and just whack it right into that.
Yeah. Well, let us know, Max Air 420, in the chat if you have to map things out or not. But it's so controlled, and it just looks so fantastic. It's absolutely incredible. You're welcome, sir. And hi, Chris Hope in the chat as well. Good to see you. Sunrise Water Media. I hope you're all having a good Thursday afternoon or evening or night, depending on where you are, of course, in the world, which is it's great to bring all the time zones together and
I know.
relax and have some fun. DJI being very busy at the moment, so we seem to be getting so many FCC filings released and not necessarily leaks, but rumors coming out and that type of thing. It's incredible, isn't it? Really, I mean, when the Osmo Pocket 2 filing came out, I put it on as a community tab post and said, "Look, I'm not going to make another FCC filing DJI video."
Yeah.
They seem to have suddenly become very busy with their releases. It's
kind of crazy. In 2019, all we got was the Mavic Mini.
Yeah.
All year long.
Yeah.
And then, well, I mean, let's see. There's, if you guys want, you can check out the videos on the channel. Last week's video was the Mavic Mini 2 rumors and leaks video, which did really well. So the Mavic Mini 2 is coming. It's not really a secret anymore.
If we knock your camera, is there one sat next to you somewhere? If we just somehow manage to use our minds to move your camera.
This time I can say I do not have one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but it is as you say, it is one of those sort of rumors that's kind of confirmed now completely. Anyway, not only because the FCC filing, but other things that are out there. But I'm excited about it. I wonder if with the Mavic Mini, they're tempted to go to almost like an iPhone refresh, where because it's only been a year. And whether we're going to start seeing sort of incremental changes, but the specs I'm hearing, it's quite a big jump for the Mavic Mini.
It's very, very interesting that is the drone that we're going to see. We're not going to see a Mavic 3, which the Mavic 2 came out 2018.
Yeah.
So DJI, we'd like our new Mavic.
Exactly. I wonder if that's down to EASA regulations and remote ID.
Exactly. I was just going to say, it's interesting also that the sub 250 gram drone is getting a refresh because holiday season's coming up and everybody's worried about remote ID and the equivalent on this side of the big lake there. And so I think that the Mavic Mini 2 makes sense.
It does. It is
to bring out right now.
Absolutely, and it's been fascinating listening to what people want to see on that little drone, and kudos to DJI for building a drone and then knowing when to refresh it. Frankly, because I think a lot of us would have said, a new one, it's way too soon. But actually, it's really got people excited, which I think is absolutely fantastic.
Excited. That's all you hear about, isn't it?
Yeah, no, indeed.
Literally all you hear about.
Yes, all right. I go on about the Mavic Mini 2, okay. Do you mean it's all you hear? It's all I hear about. Yeah, thank you for that. Okay, I'm going to break Lib's rudeness by just playing out another quick clip from Felix's channel, which is another one which shows off his cinematography skills. And this is actually when Kelly from Ready Set Drone came to visit him. Whilst we mentioned Ready Set Drone, tomorrow evening he actually has I'm forgetting her name, but he has the lady from Emacs coming on to a live stream. Anyone that hasn't got Ready Set Drone's live stream clicks reminder, get over there and do that at some point. But let's play this little clip.
It's that moment we've been waiting for. Let's roll the cinematic sequence. If you thought that
So what were you doing in the background there, Lib? Was something going
I
wrong?
don't know if you can see it, but I've got a little light here.
Yes.
Oh,
That
nice.
is,
That's a hair light.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's. I've got coloured filters on, but I've lost the clips, so blue tack it is.
Ah.
And it just keeps opening up.
Yes. Blue tack and heat don't generally
No.
mix very well. Yeah.
So it's just melting off. So if I've
So-
got to go, I do apologise
Yeah,
because I'm on my way to A&E.
If Lib changes colour because she's on
If
fire,
her
frankly.
hair goes from blue to
Yeah.
blonde, you
Yeah,
know what
then
happened.
you know what's happened exactly.
So you were saying in that particular shot, which is one of the older ones on your channel, but it's still one of the ones that I love. You were using the Osmo Action for part of that and a Sony.
Exactly. So the shots in the car and then going up the mountain, that was all Osmo Action. And then
Yeah.
once we got to our flying side, I busted out the Sony mirrorless, and I think that was the A6500 at the time.
Oh, very
And
nice.
I shot a couple clips with that.
Yeah, very cool. Crowded Space Drones, Andrew, hi, good to see you. He's asking where is the location? Looks amazing.
So that is one of my favorite places here. It's 45 minutes south of Munich in Bavaria, and it's called Tegernsee. And it actually has my favorite brewery right on the lake.
Superb.
It's unbelievable. The brewery can trace its roots back to the year 746.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I mean, for this side of the lake, once again, that's not huge, but you tell like an American
Yeah.
the brewery was founded in 746, and they're like, what?
That's right. Whenever I tell anybody in the States, YouTuber wise or anything else, that the house I'm in is like about 300 years old, but that's not particularly special. They're like, sorry,
not
it's how
really.
old?
Oh, you live in a castle? Cool.
Yeah, that's right.
I
Yeah,
know,
exactly. You have a moat round your house or something?
The drawbridge is coming down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wish I had a drawbridge. That would keep out the pesky Welsh people. Hang on, I think we need another.
Yeah, boy.
just to help Lib's facial
Right,
expression
okay,
there.
then.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. So you were one of the speakers at Ready Set Drones Spin Up
Yes.
2020 this year.
Yeah, so I mean, a few positive things have emerged with this whole situation the world is in, and one of those is that I could partake in Spin Up this year.
Yes.
Yeah,
going,
what was
you know.
it like presenting?
It was actually not bad because I didn't have to get up on stage in front of people
No,
and talk,
exactly.
and it was actually nice. I just prepared
Yes,
the video ahead of time.
Being able to
and I
pre-record
actually-
was a huge advantage. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
did you and the guys that were presenting alongside you, such as like Rachel and things like that, were you all in a green room together, able to like interact with each other?
Felix's
any
was
point?
Felix was pre-recorded.
Pre-recorded,
Yeah,
right?
I think me, Russ, I mean, all the people that, I think most people were pre-recorded.
Yeah.
And then the guys that were in the studio were live.
Okay.
Yes, there was
did
only
you
because I think
find
it was
that?
Ken Heron and
Ken Heron, yeah.
Sean Oz.
Sean Oz was there.
Original Dobo.
Of course, original Dobo. Ken was there
Yeah.
and abused the puppet that was there, which is now legendary. I'll have to get a clip of that for the next drone show to show you, because that was pretty legendary. Where it was actually a puppet that was used in a drink driving awareness campaign, because Kelly has a production
and
company,
the guys were drinking.
and they were drinking, thumping it in the
bad.
face. It's sort of like it was literally every brand strand just undoing there that anyone had ever built around that puppet. But fortunately, its life as an anti-drink drive thing was over.
God.
So he was in retirement.
Went into
Reputation
retirement, yeah.
ruined.
Yeah, I think he actually got the name Boozy Bob, which was
Oh my God.
which was fun.
No, but it was definitely cool to be able to present, and I'm grateful to Kelly for giving me that opportunity. So it was cool. It's nice to be able to say, "Hey, I presented at Spin Up one time."
Yeah,
Yeah, I
absolutely,
know.
indeed. I mean, he's extremely generous and extremely welcoming to the entire drone community. I mean, he's almost like the godfather of the drone channels. I don't mean to age him there or anything, but he does look after us all and gives people opportunities. Which, you know, the things he does with Oz by Drone and obviously giving us the pre-show and that type of thing, it really builds that community spirit amongst the creators, which I
For
always
sure.
say,
And
which
I can tell you that in person, he's just the same as he's on camera. He's a nice guy, down to earth, and
awesome.
it's just fantastic. Yeah.
Well,
He's
I'm hoping that if things are, touch wood, for all sorts of reasons, that things are a lot better next year. I'm hoping to actually go over and do the pre-show from over there. So we're going to be knocking on people's hotel doors at 2:00 in the morning to get interviews and that type of thing. So I've got a few ideas of how to get myself punched in the face by Ken Dono. But yeah, we shall see.
Hey, if you want to co-host for the live show, then
Awesome.
There we
let's
go.
It's a
see if we
date.
can make it work.
Yeah, it's a date for sure. So what's coming up on Quadcopterguide? We've talked about where you've been. What's happening next?
Oh man, there's a couple exciting things. I've got camera drone stuff. I've got FPV stuff lined up. I actually got a couple FPV drones to review, so that's pretty cool. Each kind of in their own unique space. So I'm excited for that. Of course, Mavic Mini 2. My video for Sunday is in process of being edited, and it's also Mavic Mini 2 rumors and leaks related. And then, of course, that'll die down at some point after the Mavic Mini 2 comes out.
Yes.
And, the list of videos I need to get done gets longer and longer.
Imagine.
Yeah, I have one of those lists as well, and it's always it's a fight, isn't it? Because you want to get through the list while they're still relevant as well, of course.
Exactly.
And especially the ones I always try and pick out the ones where I have a particular message or a particular story to tell. Which I find that with your videos as well, they aren't just. I feel like you are. Especially with your review stuff, you're not necessarily a first reviewer, but you're a well thought out reviewer, if that makes sense, which I really enjoy.
Detailed.
Because you get more detail rather than just this is a drone, it's got a camera and it's out the same day. It's actually detailed and it's you actually learn something, which is for me part of the process of YouTube as a viewer. So because
that's great feedback also, because usually people don't. Yeah. I don't know many people that actually watch my stuff in real life or on a video chat basis, so it's great to get that feedback. Awesome. And obviously, I appreciate it. How do you find
fitting the YouTube and videographing? Videographing, is that the right word? Videographing.
Close enough.
Videoing. Let's say videoing.
Okay.
Layman's. How do you find fitting that alongside what you do professionally as a career, or is this in fact your sort of professional career? Do you do this on a professional basis?
That is a great question. My background is in IT, in software testing and software quality assurance.
That's handy.
Yeah, but just recently, for the last 1.5 to 2 years, I've actually kind of put that on hold and trying to do more on the video side. So YouTube is part of it, and trying to grow a business during COVID is fantastic.
Yeah, no, indeed, it is. There are very few types of business which are expanding, and it's it is a really tough time out there, and it's obviously Europe now. We're entering the second phase of it, as it were, and it's
it's just nuts.
It is.
It's nuts.
Exactly.
Going back, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean,
but
it is. It's crazy.
On the other hand, I must say that my filmmaking skills, how to make videos, I learned because I wanted to do YouTube and get better at it. So,
yes, and you're one of my inspirations for that. You're one of my inspirations for that, and I look at your videos and I think I want to get within 30% of that.
Oh, come on!
And so I always try and change something every month and tweak things and improve things, because it's people like yourself that just present things so well, and the quality. Oh. That inspire smaller YouTubers like myself.
Yes.
So it's good to have you guys in space.
Wow.
And you're such a nice guy, because it's the second time you've come on to see us,
It's
etc.
definitely the channel with the most it's very beautiful and cinematic. Everything is done to within an inch of his life, isn't it? It's very detailed and precise and calculated.
Exactly.
It's so calming to watch.
I do feel bad sometimes when I literally click on my Canon M50 and do one of my news stories, and it's one camera with just these lights almost to this angle as well, and I'm like, okay, and it takes me literally about 10 minutes to edit, and I'm like, okay, and then I look at one of your videos and it's like dum 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 and everything coming. It's awesome.
It's all about a multiplier of how much work it is. So I'm not putting out those kinds of videos one a day. There's just no way.
Yeah, but quality is there as well, though, so it's fantastic.
I just looked at your channel, Sean, and I saw the last 3 videos were all within the last day or something.
Yes, well, we had the. I'm trying to do some which are a little bit more fun, like the Mavic Mini 2 wish list, but we do have an influx of news all the time. I've become a registered journalist to try and help the channel along so that I can get information that perhaps other channels can't and that type of thing.
Oh, okay.
So we are being fed things from different sources all the time. It's just been very, very busy, especially in the last 24, 48 hours of stories that I thought really should get out there now before they run out, basically. So yeah, it's been fun.
Very cool.
Yeah, but it doesn't always
I don't know if we
happen.
talked about it during the spin up stream, but the Mavic Air 2 video of that intro that you played, how many hours do you think that video took to record and edit?
Just the entire video.
20.
Yeah, I'd say 20, maybe maybe even 30 hours.
Yeah.
You're going to scare us.
No, it was somewhere around 35 to 40 hours in one video.
That's a lot of commitment for a video, isn't it?
Yeah. And, there's a deadline. And when DJI does send you something, it's maybe a week before.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, I've spoken to other, and I'm friendly with other channels that they've got DJI products in the past as well, and I've seen them go through that pressure cycle of getting everything ready, and then of course a bit like when the Ronin's released, then the 70 videos suddenly come on within about 3 minutes of each other, and it's like, right, who do I watch first? You're going to watch them all, but who do I actually watch first?
Which
So
one have I been dying to see?
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I really appreciate you taking the time and all the effort setting up your studio in a slightly different location.
No worries.
You are such a
Absolutely
professional.
beautiful.
You don't just say, okay, I can't do my normal studio, so I'm on my phone. Hi guys. No, you have to. Again, this is.
We can't use the FaceTime camera on the laptop. That's too pixelated.
It's
Yeah, this is what I'm
superb.
struggling with.
There is a link in the description to Felix's channel, so please, everyone, if you haven't already, please go over and support him, especially for the more recent FPV videos, which have been fascinating, frankly. And it's
Yes.
if you want to see someone going from the camera drone across to it, of the FPV side of things, it's a really
Like a
interesting
saint.
journey, frankly.
For sure. And if you are kind of a camera drone user, then for sure check out my spin up talk. That was actually FPV from a camera drone user's perspective. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
if you're wondering what it's all about and what you need and why you'd want to do it, then you should definitely check that out. And I'll have to come back on and talk FPV another time.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Well, in actual
yes,
fact, I'm going to be having an FPV show in, I think, about 5 or 6 weeks' time. So I'll have to
okay.
try and liaise with you to get you on, because we're going to be having some very cool people from the industry, actually, which is
worries.
funny because I don't even fly FPV. So perhaps
You got to do it.
I'll
at
have
some
to make
point.
sure I've made my first
I
flight
know, I
before we
need to
do that
this
video.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys both need to do it. Do you live close or are you really far apart?
I'm in England and lives in Wales, so a few hours. And we also have the
Okay.
issue of
Are we
lockdown and
not
things
about
at the
3 or
moment.
4 hours away, aren't we? from each
Yeah,
other?
yeah, depending on who's driving.
Have you met in person yet?
No.
No.
Oh, that's so funny.
It has been a COVID relationship the entire time
That's
so
so
far.
funny.
Yeah,
It
it's
was just
awesome.
before Christmas, wasn't it?
So yeah,
That's
no,
funny.
yeah,
Hey,
it was
Sean,
just before Christmas.
Do you want to do a giveaway?
Let's do it. That sounds fun.
So, as in the spin up pre show, I've got these sweet Quadcopterguide coasters. Oh, come on, focus.
Look at that.
And then I've in Germany, Bierdeckel, you have to have it for your beer. And I also have some stickers. So I don't know, we can give away 5 more this time if you want.
Fantastic. Okay, well, if you put pick me in the chat, and Lib will pick 5 names out. And
At random.
at random, yes.
No favourites.
No favourites. El Smeghead, one of our monitors, actually popped on his Facebook the other day that he received his. He very proudly,
really?
He very proudly
Amazing.
put a little picture on Facebook of
Awesome.
his two.
I was
of
hoping
them,
that
so-
one of the people that got sent it is here or kind
Yeah,
of
he
gave
is
feedback
there
that they
actually.
got it.
He's just come in the chat there, and he said that he can confirm the coasters and stickers are good quality. Good to see you, Andy.
That's funny.
Okay, so
All right, so hold on.
let's
The
have some names.
the people that are going to get picked, they're going to go to the YouTube page for Quadcopter Guide and then find my email address on the About page and then send me an email with
Yeah.
your address
Beautiful.
and YouTube username, and I'll get those out to anywhere in the world
Beautiful.
where you live.
That's very cool. Okay, let's rattle off 5 names then, Lib. You can choose the people. Anyone that's saying pick
Okay.
me.
Okay, let's go. We will have Steve from Flyby Guys.
Excellent.
Not picking favourites.
Well, that was a favourite, I feel, but anyway.
Sunrise Water Media.
Awesome.
I'm literally picking them completely at random here.
Very cool. So awesome.
Welsh Rob.
Welsh Rob, channel member.
Gotta be
Hello.
in there.
Hi, Rob.
And
Good to see
how
you.
many's that now, guys? Is
That's
that
3.
Okay. Mike Pow 88.
Awesome.
And last one, Ray Kelly.
Ray
we
Kelly.
go.
Awesome. Good to see you, Ray, as well. Okay, I'll send you a list of the people across as well, so you've got a copy of that.
Sure.
But again, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's been fantastic catching up with you. We'll have you on again soon. When everything is normal, I'm going to have to get myself over to Germany just because it's a country I need to explore.
Yes.
For sure.
Whenever I meet anybody that's been on a holiday there or who lives there, I just the amount of places that they say, and I'm like, I've got to go there. I've got to go there. It's my
That's
list.
awesome.
My bucket list for Germany is
Very
huge,
cool.
Well,
and
Steve
especially
has said,
Bavaria.
can he pick his up in Munich in 3 weeks' time? So there we go.
There you go.
I will reach it to you
that's a
through
bit
a
close and
plastic
personal.
shield.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a bit close and personal there, Steve.
Right.
I think you're stepping over boundaries there. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again very soon on Geeksvana.
No worries. Thanks, Sean, for having me. And
Thank you
Lib,
so
nice
much
to
for
meet you
coming. It was
virtually
nice to meet
through the
you
screen.
too.
Yes,
I know.
indeed.
I hope you guys will have me on again. It was a great time.
Oh my God, yes.
Appreciate it.
100%. Thank you, sir.
And I'm looking forward to that podcast you promised me.
The Quadcopterguide ASMR podcast. Yeah.
Yes, you heard it here first.
We'll
Thanks,
see.
Felix.
All right, guys. Take care. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that's fantastic, wasn't
Oh
it?
my
He's such a
God,
great
how
guy.
lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so again, there's a link in the description to Felix's channel. So anybody that doesn't have him, please go across and follow him, because again, he puts out the DJI, the quality reviews, etc. But the work, 35 to 40 hours just on one video is epic, really. Okay, so earlier today, most of us over in the UK that had registered for the UK drone registration early last year, we all got our reminders out, and I've done a little clip just to show us all actually a little brief walkthrough. It's only a couple of minutes long, but just explains how you can actually get it done. Enjoy. Okay, so here we have it, the email from the CAA, which states that your drone and model aircraft ID expires on the 5th of the 11th, 2020. I carried mine out on the first possible day, and it needs to be renewed for the next 12 months. The renewal cost £9 per year, and it there again confirms your own personal details. Gives you a link to visit, which takes you across to the My Registration page side of things, which looks like this. Again, here it's saying that this service is to renew registration, view your registration details, add a flyer ID or operate. So essentially this gives you an access to your account section of the registration process with your own personal details. Once you click through, they then send you a unique code to enter to prove it's you, which they'll send to the original email address that you registered with. So once you click that in, you'll then come through to a page which will show your registration details, and here you'll be able to do things like add a child under 13, check your details off, and also you can click to contact them to update any details should you move, that type of thing. And again, the second page here shows your fly registration details, operator registration details with all of your dates. So I suppose it's quite a handy little central area for things to be held here. You can access this again after you have renewed, each time getting a new number. So let's click on the Renew Operator ID button, which will then take us through to this page. And this one tells you that your operator ID will not change this year, although next year it will change due to new legislation. So basically, your operator ID will stay the same this year, but next year it will have to start changing. That is due to some new legislation. Here you just click the usual things to sign away your life, and then you enter your card details. As if magic, they take your £9 and they email you your receipt. And then the next page you come through to is this one, which shows you that you have completed the renewal, shows your operator ID. I can confirm that for myself, I did get the same operator ID for the next year, as was promised on the original screen. And here are the two confirmation emails I received, one from the dove.uk pay system showing me my £9 has been paid, and the second one showing me that I've renewed for 12 months. So there you have it. That is a very quick walkthrough on how you can renew your drone registration. For anybody who isn't in the UK, the reason we're putting that out is actually this is the first time that we've renewed our registration, because of course the drone registration only came to the UK last November. So that's a quick guide there. Anybody having any issues can reach out to Sean at geeksvana.com and we can try and help you and talk you through there. Some people will notice that it doesn't actually come up with the renew link, which is what happened to me first thing this morning at about 6 a.m.
Oh, okay.
But I went back a few hours later and it was working. So
what is the kind of time limit to do this? What is like?
it depends
the
when you
notice?
registered. So you'll tend to get it about 2 or 3 weeks beforehand. So this is the
And you
first
must have
time.
it registered by the last day.
Yes,
of that.
yes,
Yeah.
and when you're on there, as you were seeing on that video, it shows you that your registration is valid. Basically, it was quite fun redacting that to keep all my information secret, because it was kind of like I'm doing a secret documents, which was awesome. So yes,
We were just talking. It's such a shame you can't have a certificate or, like we said, even just a little badge, so you can go onto the field and be like, "Excuse me, actually,
Yes,
I think you
exactly.
find pushing your glasses up."
Yes, I have a certificate. Although
yes.
when I passed my A2 CFC, I did get a little certificate that I can print off on
Yeah.
that one, which was very good. So
So it's £9 for the whole year.
what was that? £9 for the
So
whole
you know,
year.
with the registration then, Sean. So
Yeah.
who is able to access that to see if someone else's drone is registered?
Well, the registration should be on your drone. So basically like a license plate, and then authorities can check it, is the idea behind
That's
that.
for
So
the
it
authorities
isn't
and
something
things
for
like that.
general public to be able to check, which is a good thing. So
Yes, that's what I was hoping.
would you
to
like
be honest.
would you like to hear an amazing story?
I would.
Would you like to hear an amazing story with some cool video?
Does it involve you?
No.
Okay,
You're
then
so
go on then.
mean. Why are you so mean to me? You know,
boy.
I
Yeah, boy.
you knew it was coming. You know, I've got all these lovely clips to make you feel welcome and everything, and all I get is
That
that.
one.
So this one's special for you.
Shut up.
Okay.
Shut up.
Okay. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's my. Have you got that? Have you got like lib across that?
Yeah. Basically, it's very therapeutic.
Shut up.
I'm just going to keep pressing this all night now. That's basically the show for the rest of the night. So
Cuckoo.
that's
Yeah,
you.
that one's quite fitting. I've had that quite often throughout
Okay.
my life.
So we have recently. It's actually one of the our viewers, Steve from Serenity Drones, very kindly sent us an amazing story about a young lady called Brooke who has a YouTube channel where she does some amazing vlogs. And I've got chatting with Brooke, and she has an incredible story all about how she lost and then tried to find her drone. All in quite scenic, dramatic fashion, actually. And I've got a few clips from her recent video to play out, which Brooke has very kindly, hi Brooke, when you see this, very kindly allowed us to play out. Here's the first one, which will give you a bit of introduction to her story.
This is the island I crashed the drone on. Not very big, but very steep. I knew getting the drone back was going to be challenging. I started devising a plan to climb the island, but still wasn't sure how feasible this actually would be. The DJ app said the drone was located 958 feet from the start location on the beach and 127 feet up. It was pinpointed on the top right corner, so that narrowed down the search area to here. I did a recon mission to figure out the best way to get to the island from the ocean. After much deliberation, I decided that going during high tide and in a kayak would give me the most height and therefore the best chance for actually climbing onto the island. I determined what I thought would be the easiest and safest route. I had to free solo up the rock cliff and then climb through the vegetation to the top right corner of the island. The water below was plenty deep with a nice sandy bottom, so I knew that if I fell, I wouldn't die. Sorry, Mom, for what you're about to watch.
Yeah, so that's the introduction to what happened. You saw the crash at the beginning there. And so her plan was to basically approach that huge island, huge rock island, and she's going to free solo climb up the side of the island, which is
My motherly
pretty dramatic.
instincts kicked in.
Yeah, she said,
"Do
"I'm sorry,
not
Mum."
Go up there. What are you doing?
Would you like to see what she did?
Oh my gosh, I don't.
This was my first oh shit moment of the day.
It's crazy, isn't it? So she made it to the top, as you can see. I'm loving the reactions in the chat there. It's absolutely fantastic. Andy Key says, "Yep, I think I'd leave that." I have to say I'm there, but you have to respect. She is a true droner. She's getting that drone back.
She is a badass.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And Master Stupid said, "Imagine going up there and a seagull grabs your drone and carries it away." Well. Well, the action doesn't stop there, and in fact, the island kind of bites back. Insects and the island itself kind of bites back while she's trying to hunt things down. Let's catch up with Brooke in the next clip.
Find my drone. This is right. Where's the sound? So I've been climbing for an hour and a half so far on this island, and I thought my drone was supposed to have a alarm, like a sound that I could turn on and hear it. But apparently, I think according to a quick Google search, that sound only works if the drone is turned on and has battery, and it's been 3 days since I lost it, so I had to come up with a plan and then come out and recon it, and so it's not on anymore, so there's no sound. So I'm just wandering around trying to fucking stumble upon it, and I shattered my GoPro because I walked into a wasp nest and got stung on my head. Hornet's nest, not wasps. Greater banded hornets. They are giant and scary. I got stung twice.
Crazy. So she got stung on her head by a hornet.
She's so
yeah,
beautiful as well. I'm
yeah.
like, oh my god, don't.
She's
fall
hardcore
back.
though. She's absolutely fantastic. We'll catch up with Brooke's story in a moment. Just to say thank you very much for Metro Drones for the $10 super chat. Hey droners. I hope you like our new super chat music. That's going to get played every time we get a super chat these days. A little bit of fun, shall we say? Okay, so now we're going to catch up with Brooke while she basically tries to continue searching and on a tough search, especially with the app not giving her the right data, etc.
It's been 2.5 hours. I am in the exact spot that it should be according to the DJI app. Like, this is exactly where it should be, and I can't fucking find it. And because it doesn't have the alarm, they really need to fix that. The alarm should happen whenever you get within range. That would be smart. You'd think for the amount of money I paid for this, I would have that. Oh my god, I'm so fucking tired of this. hours and I can't find it. The fucking map, like, it won't show me an accurate location of where I am. The map had my current location wrong the whole time. These screenshots were taken when I was resting and hadn't moved. Sometimes it said I was places I couldn't physically be. Oh my god. It is what it is, I guess. At least I tried.
So yeah, unfortunately, trying to, after all that, hours and hours of searching, being stung by hornets, cut up to, really, really, really difficult. But then she turns around and Brooke.
Oh my god, I found it! Oh fuck, yes! It's hella broken. Oh my god, I found it! And now to get back down, I'm jumping into the water. I'm not climbing, like, I'm hot, I'm thirsty. Ah! Oh, yes! This is where the drone actually was. And you can see the map has both my location and the drone location wrong. I just need to figure out how to get down a little bit further because I don't want to jump this high. It's over 100 feet up. I was able to climb down a bit more
And then she jumped. She had a waterproof bag with her, so she was able to put everything in that.
Do you know what? I was just thinking that. No, don't jump up.
Don't jump.
You've literally just undone everything you've prepared for.
But to me, that is the true droner instinct. I'm gonna find it. I don't care if it's broken. I don't care if it's trash. As Johnny Mac 26 says, refresh, DJI refresh. So yes, Lindsay Hayes, yes, she did jump, which unfortunately didn't get caught on camera, but there's a sand. It's soft sand underneath the water there, so she felt like she was safe from that point of view. So thank you, Brooke, for letting us share that. Brooke on Foot is the channel. There's a link in the description. The video's had 150,000 something views so far, but she very, very kindly allowed us to share it with the audience this evening.
What a
which
letdown
is,
for the map, though.
I know, it would be frustrating.
I was just saying to you as well, wasn't I? Oh my god, the accuracy on that's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, in fact, it was contradictory.
Yes.
That's such a letdown. I'm so happy for her. I was like this. Watching.
It's just this reaction, isn't it?
Oh my god, I found it! Oh fuck, yes!
I just love that reaction. It's absolutely fantastic. Welsh Rob is saying she should join SEAL Team 6. And I agree with you completely, sir. Just very quickly wanted to remind everyone, as I was mentioning Welsh Rob, and I can see a few other the green names and with the little icons after them, that channel members, you can join the channel and get access to some more exclusive content, including seeing Lib flying a drone, our members podcast, which has different guests each week, and Lib was actually our guest this week, and got to find out some more about Lib. And I'm afraid to say Lib really isn't any more politer than she is in the show, to me, frankly. If anything, with the podcast, because it's not going out to general, we can be a little bit more adult. And she wasn't very nice to me.
Though, with my language, even then, I felt like, because I've started to not swear on here, I can't now do that.
Lib.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
I know that was coming.
Yeah, boy.
We have to have a yeah boy at the end.
Fast.
Hey, I'm happy. Okay, I want to share a very quick clip of one of my older videos, which is actually where I flew my drone at a Formula nuclear base, because the next time the drone show is on, I'm actually going to have some new footage pending lockdown and movement being allowed and that type of thing, because I'm actually going back there. And when I took this footage, I wasn't particularly confident as a drone flyer, especially in that type of kind of locations. It's right between two RAF bases that I had to get permission from and things, and I was extremely nervous. But I'm just going to show you a little clip of what I captured before, and then in 2 weeks' time on the next drone show, I'll be able to show you what I captured that time and see we can compare and see how much better it was. And there we go. A chicken look
I
in
was
someone's
just
back
about to
garden.
say, so
Yannick said.
what does it feel like to kind of do something like that for the first-ish time,
Well,
doing location-based?
Yeah, that one I was very nervous on because I was flying the Mavic Air 1, which doesn't have the best connection in the world. And as I say, it's a Formula, it's the former RAF Barnum over in Norfolk. So it's a Formula RAF base itself. And there's 2 active bases, very big ones, both sides, that I had to call the tower and get permission to fly. And they were amazing. They were very, very kind and very happy for me to do so. And the chap who bought it, it's actually an industrial estate now, but he's kept everything looking exactly the same as it was. And English Heritage have invested money to bring a lot of the kiosks back. Those little huts you see there, that's actually where they would store the balls, the nuclear fission material. And because it was so secretive back in the day, just after the Second World War, there was actually lots of rumours about what happened down there, and the most popular one locally was that they were training monkeys to go to space because of all the little hutches. Because those little houses, they thought monkeys were kept in there that would then go up on the space program, which it's amazing what can happen. But no, I was very nervous, and my next flight coming back will be with the Mavic Air 2, which is OcuSync, which will have a much better connection, and also my
Contrast
NAFI
was quite obvious on that. To be fair, the light exposure.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So no, I'm really looking forward to going back.
To get to know to watch the small.
Yes,
the
that's
more
right.
later
Exactly.
drones.
Yeah,
you can notice things like that now.
It's also down to the editing as well, the bad editing. But there we go. Never mind. Now, I always like to support new drone flyers on the channel, and my friend and the host of the first ever Geeksvana Live, Brody Huger, he's actually been out and about flying his brand new Mavic Mini, and I just wanted to show a clip of a couple of his first flights because it's, as I say, it's fantastic to support new flyers out there. So there we go. It's Brody's.
Is that, Sean?
That's in North Carolina, over in the United States. That's Brody's first couple of flights. In fact, I think it's his first and third flight because his second flight was testing out the sport mode and things, zipping around a field, getting a feel for the drone. But he's really starting to get the hang of it, bless him. So
Yeah, fair play.
well done, sir. Also, I wanted to give everybody a very quick reminder to support my co-host, Lib. You can find her by searching LibMarie X on TikTok and Instagram, and her links are in the description below. For those that look out for her on the channel, we always find the Easter eggs of Lib at the end of our videos, etc. So there's always links in there. And pretty much any video you're watching, there'll always be links to Lib's socials below. So go across and watch her. She's really boring, actually. Her TikTok's really boring. I don't know why anybody watches it. No, it's hilarious.
Says you. 12 months later, here we are.
Indeed. A reminder this evening that TNL is on, of course, 1 a.m. UK time, 7 p.m. Central, and it's Jason Shappert from Remote Pilot 101 that's the co-host this evening. And Ken actually has a lady coming on that used to work with him in radio, so it sounds like we're going to get a few fun things there. But I've got a little clip here to play out of one of Ken's upcoming videos, which I'm looking forward to.
It slices, it dices, it makes mounds of julienne fries. It's the Phantom Chopper.
it's still spinning.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? He's got some fantastic cameras, including one that can work at 10,000 frames. 10,000 frames a second slow-mo. So he's got a video of him putting all sorts of things through it. He brought lots of spare props with him, which says that's also coming up on Ken's show, which is going to be absolutely fantastic.
He's so funny.
He is. He's almost as funny as I am. Why aren't you saying anything?
So
Okay, so that's it for the drone show this week. Thank you very much for coming along and joining us. Thank you, Lib, for joining us again. We'll see you again in a fortnight. Now, Lib has taken the plunge and making her first video for YouTube, so we'll be sharing that on the community tab when that goes live. So everybody hop
hopefully
over,
in 2 weeks' time, we're gonna
watch
be
it and subscribe and everything else like that. Yes, you'll be quicker than that, don't worry.
Be sure to look out for some new Easter eggs coming up soon too.
Yes, we have some new Lib Easter eggs coming out on the channel, which will be very exciting indeed. So thank you again for joining us for the drone show, and I'll see you next week on Thursday again at the same time for the drones and tech show with my colleague Stephen Sutton, and Lib again in 2 weeks' time for the drone show.
You shall, yeah.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
See you soon. Okay, I've come back. But there's a good reason, because I really want to play. Can you guess what I want to play again?
Yeah, boy!
Okay, everybody. We'll see you next time on the drone show. Thank you.
Bye.